Have you ever questioned whether you are adhering to crucial guidelines for penis care that all older men ought to be aware of? After a certain age, many men stop talking about the health of their penises. In actuality, though, how you treat this area of your body now is just as important as it was when you were younger. We'll go over 5 crucial penis care guidelines in this video that every older man should adhere to on a daily basis. These are straightforward, tried and true methods that promote blood flow, comfort, hygiene, and long-term function so you can remain healthy, self-assured, and in charge of your body as the years pass. They are not gimmicks or embarrassing fads. You will discover why it is important, what happens if you ignore it, and how making a few small changes every day can safeguard more than just your physical health if you stick with me through to the end. They can also enhance your quality of life, relationships, and self-esteem. Additionally, this video may provide the answers and reassurance you've been seeking. If you've ever noticed changes down there and weren't sure what to make of them, let's begin. The first rule is to clean gently but not excessively each day. Maintaining a clean penis without depriving the body of its natural resources, one of the simplest yet most crucial things older men can do for their health. The skin gets thinner and more prone to irritation as we age, particularly in delicate places like the groin. Therefore, your daily routine may be doing more harm than good if you've been scrubbing too hard, using harsh soaps, or occasionally skipping a rinse. Being hygienic does not equate to aggression, quite the contrary. Often, all you need is a gentle touch and warm water. If you decide to use soap, be sure it is unscented, mild, and devoid of harsh chemicals or alcohol. Make sure to thoroughly rinse and pat dry the area, paying particular attention to the area beneath the foreskin if you are not circumcised. In warm enclosed spaces, leaving moisture behind can lead to irritation or even fungal infections. Dennis, a 74-year-old man I knew, had endured years of recurrent dryness and itching. He kept experimenting with different powders, antifungal creams, and laundry detergents. However, a straightforward trip to his urologist revealed a completely different explanation. He was excessively cleaning twice a day, every day, with antibacterial soap. His symptoms virtually disappeared after he changed to a quick wipe in the evening and a mild water-only rinse in the morning. What causes this to occur? Because the skin barrier is shielded by the penis's inherent oil and bacterial balance. We expose the skin to redness, cracking, and sensitivity when we remove that with harsh products or rough scrubbing. Additionally, this balance is weakened as skin thins with age. Therefore, maintaining proper hygiene in your 60s, 70s, or 80s isn't just about cleaning. Supporting your body's natural processes is the goal, and this type of care also has psychological advantages. It's not only about preventing infections when you take a few extra minutes each day to take care of this area of your body. It's also about telling yourself that you are still important and that this aspect of you isn't forgotten or past its prime. It still deserves your attention and is still yours. It matters that you see it, even if no one else does. When practiced properly, daily hygiene becomes a small, consistent act of self-respect that sets the tone for your physical health, as well as your overall demeanor and your ability to live with comfort, dignity, and quiet confidence. The second rule is to visually check for any changes every day. One habit that is frequently disregarded but subtly effective is setting aside a short period of time each day to truly look for any changes in the surface, shape, or skin of the penis. It's about familiarity, not fear or obsession. Because it is easier to treat and you can give yourself more peace of mind going forward if you notice something that doesn't look right early. It's a common mistake made by older men to assume that if there is no pain, there isn't a problem. Slowly and silently, problems like skin infections, minor sores, odd lumps, or even early cancer symptoms can appear. It could be a spot that feels rough, crusty, or hasn't healed properly. Or it could be a small discoloration that wasn't there the previous week. While there is no need to panic, it is important to be aware of these issues. Let me tell you about Frank. He was 79 years old when he first became aware of what he believed to be a tiny ingrown hair. He ignored it because it didn't hurt. However, it had persisted after a few weeks. It was discovered to be an early-stage skin cancer when he eventually showed his doctor. And because he detected it early, treatment was straightforward and effective. I never thought to check. I figured if it didn't hurt, it didn't matter, Frank said. But now he does it once a day, out of awareness rather than fear. Knowing your body well enough to recognize even the slightest changes gives you a sense of empowerment. Being proactive is the goal here, not being paranoid. You can learn a lot from a quick look while getting dressed in the morning or drying off after a shower. And over time, this small habit strengthens your awareness, sense of control, and connection to your health. Medically speaking, this daily examination aids in identifying any irritation, infections, rashes, or growths that might be precursors to more serious conditions. When you've been keeping track on your own, it becomes easier to speak up, show your doctor, and move forward with clarity rather than fear. Many men find it awkward to bring up these issues during checkups. And let's face it, maintaining an active relationship with our bodies rather than ignoring them because we're older is a key component of aging gracefully. It does not imply a lack of connection. If anything, the time to be more connected than ever is now. It's a way to honor the body that has supported you through every stage of life, not because something is amiss. Please let me know in the second. Comment below if you're still watching this video and finding these insights helpful. To ensure you don't miss any videos, I advise you to subscribe and turn on the bell if you haven't already. We can keep producing high-quality content to educate and uplift you thanks to your support. Let's now discuss Rule 3, moisturizing to prevent wrinkles. Everywhere, including the skin on the penis, skin gets thinner, drier, and more sensitive. As we age, many men are unaware that this area requires moisture to remain healthy, just like your hands, face, or elbows. Despite the fact that it may seem unnecessary or even a little odd, daily moisturizing is one of the best ways for older men to avoid the discomfort, flaking, cracking, and itching that can develop over time. Using a product that is gentle, fragrance-free, and designed for sensitive skin is crucial. Anything that contains menthol, alcohol, or strong fragrances is not what you want. After drying off from a shower, a tiny bit of unscented lotion or medical-grade barrier cream applied gently can work wonders. Replacing what your skin is no longer producing on its own is the aim, not slathering or overdoing it. Harold, an 82-year-old man, told me that he used to experience intermittent dry patches and ongoing irritation, which frequently made him feel uncomfortable and self-conscious. He thought it was a normal aspect of aging, but the difference was striking when his doctor advised using a precise amount of moisturizer once daily. He claimed, "I didn't even realize how tight the skin had gotten. I don't give it much thought anymore. It's just like brushing my teeth." When you consider it, this type of care is functional rather than aesthetic. Cracking is more likely to occur in dry, fragile skin, which can cause bleeding, infection, or just general discomfort when moving around on a daily basis. Comfort is important to men, whether they are still sexually active or not. Self-assurance is important. Peace of mind, which isn't discussed enough, is brought about by the lack of annoyance and the straightforward perception that everything is fine. Psychologically speaking, moisturizing is also a means of regaining focus on a body part that many men lose sight of as they age. It changes the perspective from "that part of my life is behind me" to "I'm still here and I still care." This change is significant and leads to increased comfort, self-worth, and even improved communication with your partner or doctor if issues ever come up. Additionally, it's not too late to begin moisturizing this area of your body if you haven't done so previously. When it becomes routine, it becomes normal, just like anything else. A couple of seconds each. All you need to do is take a shower the day after or right before bed. A tiny act of self-care that makes you feel more comfortable in your own skin. No complicated procedures or specialized equipment. This is literally stewardship, not vanity. Even the parts of your body that aren't always discussed deserve considerate, respectful attention. The fourth rule is to encourage circulation through regular exercise. Most men are unaware of how important blood flow is to maintaining the health of the penis as they age. Every day, consistent, oxygen-rich blood must reach the tissues for erection strength, sensation, and even proper healing. In actuality, you can support that process without the use of medications or therapies. Moving your body is often the most beneficial thing to do. The penis functions as a component of a broader system of blood vessels, nerves, and muscle coordination that all cooperate with one another. Circulation naturally slows down as we age, particularly if we spend a lot of time sitting down, don't exercise, or have underlying conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or cholesterol accumulation. Because of this, scheduling regular time for light exercise is beneficial for your sexual health in addition to your heart and joints. Robert, a 76-year-old man I knew, began going for quick walks around his block twice a day, just 10 to 15 minutes in the morning and again before dinner, nothing too long. In addition to feeling more energized, he told me that after about a month, he was also waking up more frequently with morning erections, something he hadn't had in years. He hadn't started taking any drugs or altered his diet. The largest change: the blood vessels in his lower body and his legs were just moving more. That may not seem like much, but in terms of medicine, it is significant. Your blood vessels receive a signal from movement to open up, remain flexible, and maintain a robust circulation. Additionally, it supports nerve health, lowers inflammation, and regulates blood sugar, of which have a direct impact on your pelvic area. And it's not just about lifting weights or working out at the gym. Even simple exercises like walking, gardening, or stretching can give your lower body the little boost it needs. Because movement is about more than just physical health. It's about asserting your place in the world. This rule also has a subtle emotional impact. Moving signifies your continued presence, activity, and decision to live life according to your own terms. The way you treat every part of your body, even the ones that don't receive much attention but still function well on a daily basis, reflects that kind of intention. Consistency is crucial. It only needs to occur on a regular basis. It doesn't need to be lengthy or intense. Simple routines like taking a walk after breakfast, stretching while the coffee is brewing, standing up during TV commercials, and marching in place serve as a reminder to your body and mind that you are still making the decision to participate. Function, strength, and flexibility. Therefore, Start with your feet if you've been feeling lethargic, disengaged, or unclear about how to take care of this aspect of your health. Get them moving, because every step you take communicates with your circulation, nerves, and yes, even your confidence. Please let me know in the fourth comment below if you're still watching this video and finding these insights helpful. To ensure you don't miss any videos, I advise you to subscribe and turn on the bell if you haven't already. We can keep producing high-quality content to educate and uplift you thanks to your support. Let's proceed now. The fifth rule is to completely empty your bladder and urinate mindfully. Making sure the bladder always empties completely is one of the most neglected yet crucial daily routines for older men. Incomplete voiding may seem like a minor inconvenience, but it can cause discomfort, pressure on the prostate, UTIs, and even bladder damage over time. Many men do it without even realizing it. The prostate may enlarge, the muscles controlling urination may weaken, and bladder sensation may deteriorate with age. This results in a situation where the urge to urinate is less obvious, or where a man stops in the middle, believing he is done, when in fact he hasn't emptied his bladder completely. This leftover urine provides the ideal conditions for bacteria to proliferate, resulting in infections, urgency, or erratic and annoying dribbling. Gerald, an 81-year-old man, noticed that he needed to wake up more frequently at night to urinate, but he never felt totally relieved after that. Additionally, he began to notice some leakage during the day, which had never occurred to him before. He told his doctor that he was inadvertently leaving urine behind every time he went. The answer: he was able to void more thoroughly by using a few easy strategies, such as taking his time, completely relaxing his muscles, and remaining seated. His symptoms subsided in a matter of weeks. It's important to take your time, because pushing or hurrying can be bad for your body. Rather, take a seat if necessary, take a deep breath, and wait another 10 to 20 seconds after the first stream concludes to make sure everything is out. The final release can occasionally be triggered by gently leaning forward or moving slightly, side to side. For many older men, these seemingly insignificant changes can mean the difference between long-term relief from urinary discomfort. In addition to the physical advantages, this practice has a calming effect on the mind. You can re-establish a connection with your body's signals by practicing mindfulness during a routine moment, like going to the bathroom. Listening, paying attention, and taking yourself seriously enough to slow down, observe, and react are more important than simply plumbing. A lot of men learn from an early age. It's common for young people to avoid discussing these problems, but the reality is that discussing them helps you stay ahead of them. You can prevent complications by taking care of it, and one of the simplest ways to safeguard your comfort, dignity, and health for many years to come is to practice this small act of awareness every single day. Muscles and diet alone won't give you a strong, stable body. You also need to pay attention to how your systems function and treat them with the respect they merit, especially during the quiet, unseen times. As we come to the end of this video, I would like to remind you that taking care of your penis as you age isn't about chasing youth, vanity, or shame. It's about health, comfort, and most importantly, respect for a body part that has been a part of your life for decades and still merits your careful consideration. Despite their apparent simplicity, the 5 rules we discussed today: mindful urination, movement, moisturizing, gentle cleaning, and daily visual checks form a daily rhythm of care that supports not only your physical health, but also your self-assurance and sense of control. Because aging is about listening to and responding to your body's needs during this stage of life, not about giving up. Don't be overwhelmed if you haven't adopted any of these habits yet. Simply pick one and get going. You may be shocked at how much better you feel, how much more relaxed you are, and how much more in tune you are with your body. Though not significant, these changes are significant. They support your daily self-presentation in subtle yet effective ways. And I hope that today gave you the freedom to let go of any hesitation or embarrassment you may have had about considering this kind of care. Taking care of yourself is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it may be one of your strongest actions. We appreciate you being here with us today. We would be delighted to hear from you. Tell us about one thing you learnt today and how you intend to apply it in your life in the comments section below. We value your opinions, so please feel free to express them. We are greatly inspired and encouraged by reading your comments. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it entertaining and useful. We can keep producing content to educate and uplift you thanks to your support. We appreciate your time and hope to see you in the upcoming video.